And good evening. Welcome to the Deltahead stream. I am James Howell, and tonight we're going to start with part one, or we're going to start part one of Demon's Souls on PS3, the original version. Evening Arcs, good to see you, or good morning, as your case may be. Yeah, so this is the original Demon's Souls. This is what we're going to play through. Regular Mahafun has volunteered to help co-op, so I'm going to play through the Phalanx Demon, and once I beat that, I will unlock multiplayer and can begin some co-op, and hopefully that'll make that run through a little more quickly. Let's see. I'm no longer streaming on the PC, so now it's back to using a separate screen here to follow chat on. Let's see. There we go. Very good. So, and also, this time I actually have a pregame show, and this is a really cool movie that I really enjoyed. It's called Deltahead, and the title translates out into something like, I understand, like Playboy. And this is a neat movie. It's a 2000 movie directed by Ichikawa Kon, and it was written by Akira Kurosawa, Kobayashi, Kon, and Ichikawa, and I think another fourth, like just renowned, sort of like golden age of Japanese cinema developer or director. I'm not remembering his name, but it was written by them, and Ichikawa finally was able to make the movie in 2000, and it is a stunning, wonderful, awesome, cool little movie. I really dig it. Evening, Dustin. It's good to see you. And let's see. The thing I like about it, it kind of follows the exploits of a character who's sent to clean up the excesses of the red light district of a particular Han province. And he's kind of a Captain Kidd type character. Captain Kidd, the sort of infamous privateer, the pirate who hunts pirates, and he's not. This character is not explicitly that, but he is somebody whose capacity for vice and excess is so great and so sincere that he is the best person to actually enter into a gray zone or a red light district or what have you, and be accepted as one of its own, while also having the end goal of the lord of the province to get it cleaned up. And so it's really interesting. He has methods that suggest alliance with the underworld, and but his alliance is with the Lord. So it's this kind of character, and I always enjoy them when they show up. There's one little nice part here where he's sort of like bantering with the elders of the province. That sort of gives you a peek into his character, sort of very indirectly. The elders are justifying the existence of the gray zone. This is actually really interesting if you have played Yakuza Like a Dragon, because this sort of topic comes up as a sort of pivotal point in its depiction of Japanese society, modern Japanese society. And so they're talking about the money that comes in from this district as being crucial to the Han's operation. And just as every house needs a toilet, the world needs its share of filthy places. It goes against the natural order to try to eliminate such places. I wonder if our Lord can understand this. I merely speak from my elderly heart. And to which he responds, it is as you say, and this is where he kind of turns this around very cleverly, I think. And yet the cleanest room in a samurai's house should be his toilet. Isn't that what we've all been taught? And that's very clever, of course, because you don't let things go that have the likelihood of getting dirty very fast. And so, yeah, it's part statement of his MO, but also part a confession of who he is, because he is excess, he is vice, he is gluttony, and at the same time, he's also the most noble. He has the greatest capacity for being a good person or being a good force. And the last thing that's really cool about this is it has a Chanbara moment where there's a really cool sword fight, and Oh yeah, this is really cool. So this is if you watch any of the sort of like Fukusaku, Evening Dream Bomb, Evening Mahafun. If you watch any of those like old crime movies from like the 70s and 80s, you'll recognize, oh god, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name, Bunta. And it's really cool. He's here as an older man, and usually he's sort of known for his heyday when he's kind of looking sharp and scrappy in his 30s and 40s, and here he is as an old man. And so that's kind of cool. But yeah, the way the sword fight is orchestrated is just amazing, and it's very Kon Ichikawa. There's very theatrical and very sort of theatrical in the sense of manipulating the background and the environment to communicate the moment more so than or alongside the actual performance. So it starts out with, of course, our hero besieged by a horde of swordsmen, all of them coming out of the closets and courtyards and everywhere to attack, and really beautiful set design here, the repeating patterns and sort of like matching the colors of their dress. Yes, Dream Bomb, I agree. That's I feel like it tells a compelling story that is neither sort of like morally black or morally white, and shows something a little more complex about who we are, and I also like that. Oh, Evening Shelter. It's good to see you. This is a movie called Dora Heita. It's spelled, the English spelling is Dora-Heita. And it's a Kon Ichikawa movie. It's awesome. And this is kind of one of the things that I love about it is instead of sort of like glorifying in the violence of a good Chanbara fight, which of course as a samurai movie it leads up to, the way the scene progresses is amazing, because it starts in a manner that you might be used to if you watched a lot of these things, where sort of mid-distance camera, a lot of chaos. If you don't want to get too deeply into the sort of like sword art choreography, it's a lot of close-up action, close-up to mid-tier action, and a lot of camera work, so you don't have to see the sword slashing and everything. But it actually really leans into that really heavily, kind of artfully. And as it goes on, it increasingly goes from mid-tier, and the background gets darker and less defined, and it starts getting closer up, and the background, the shadows get harsher, the light is much more sort of like cleaving everything right down the middle. The swords themselves are the only things that have any kind of like really vibrant light. And again, it gets closer, it gets darker, it's harder to see, and again, like that, even when it does get detail, it has these really bright, sharp looking swords that overwhelm everything else with how bright they are, that everything else sort of stands out. Oh yeah, Tokyo Olympiad is amazing. I recommend that highly also. It's if you like what he does there, you'll like this. And ultimately what it does, oh yeah, this is something else. While it's doing that, all that sword fighting and all that close-up, it does something that movies typically don't do if it's like a heroic Chanbara moment. Give me 1 second, let me show you what this is. So, typically, if you've got like a heroic Chanbara moment, right, it's you got maybe some rousing heroic music, or even if it's just dead silence, you've got the grunts and exertions of combat. And this actually plays ascending chords, like horror movie chords, that like this. Let me see. I think it's G. Is it G and D sharp? Let's see. C, D. Yeah, this right here. Let me see if I can. Is it this? No sword for me, I'm afraid. So that's the music that plays during this, and there is like what it does, there's no real connection with the rhythm of the combat. It's just this sort of flat, distressing, unsettling, discordant sound that increases in that sort of increases like that until it gets to the silent part where everything is super dark, lights are off, the sword fights, the swords, it's doing this thing that I don't know what this technique is, but where you've got like a shadow copy of every visual sort of slowly moving as the combatants move, and then once that finally ends, and also this is all in slow motion, so it's like this is like some sort of like dark, twisted, alternate world fighting violence and combat. It's like if I were to read something into the character, I would say that this is a part of himself that is warped and actually destructive to who he is. You know, these vices can be self-destructive, and this is maybe the vice of his where self-destruction can happen, which is violence. And the other vices, the gluttony, the excess, all that, those are not the destructive ones, and that's interesting. Evening, Dan. Yes, yeah, this is lovely. It's awesome. And after everything sort of raises in tension to where everything is moving really slowly, it's dreamlike, it's thick, it finally releases and into a quick breath, and all of a sudden you've got space. There are no bodies, even though he's just like murdered like dozens of people. There are 0 bodies around, and so yeah, there's this sort of exhale. And yeah, so if you want really cool, artfully done, and just honestly straight up entertaining samurai movie, I recommend this. It actually is reminiscent of Kurosawa's more optimistic period pieces, and I think it's good stuff. But with that in mind, we can move on to Demon Souls. It's gonna hop over here. There we are. Burmese Harp and Fires on the Plain. I have not heard of those. Let's see. What are you doing there? I have this running. Okay, good. PlayStation 3 has some natural copy protection on it. Basically, the little copy protection thing that you can turn off in the settings on PS4 is just always on PS3. So you have to run it through a signal splitter. And that's what that's about. Let's see. Nope. Excuse me. I need to get this. I bet you're right. I'll put those on my list. Always weirds me out that Demon Souls does not have a confirmation sound for that. Oh, that's fantastic, Ark. Are you playing on the PS5 remake or the original PS3 version? There's a special cable for PS3. I didn't know that. Is this? One of these days there's going to be a sound, and I'll know if my headphones are working. There we go. It's bizarre. Only getting audio out of this ear. Alright, give me 1 second while this is playing. I'm gonna see if I can troubleshoot the headphones here. Very good. There we go. All right. It's really cool, like seeing even in this, even in the opening movie, seeing these enemy designs, having played so many From Software games in this lineage, just seeing these early versions of them. And I'm guessing these white phantoms are supposed to represent multiplayer combat, which is interesting because somebody who is more of a From Software aficionado than I am might know better, but I don't think that many of the other attract modes sort of bring in gameplay elements as part of the narrative. They usually kind of like stick to like the 1,000-yard view of sort of like world building and the like. 2009. I remember when this came out. I was working a cash register at a Barnes and Nobles in Texas, and I remember just gushing over it and not making any progress because I chose the thief class, or a rogue, which is much more skill-based than a beginner at these kinds of games might want to manage. I agree completely. I actually feel like Demon's Souls actually feels much more like a Shadow Tower or a King's Field to me. The mechanics are here that lead the way to Dark Souls, so if you're looking for a predecessor, I mean, obviously, and also with Souls in the title, it clearly belongs to the same lineage, but if you view this as, you know, the moment they finally changed the mechanics of Kingfield or Shadow Tower, it also makes sense as a cap-off for that. Evening Shogi. Well, not quite so much. Mahafun has volunteered to assist, so I will have company going on this journey. And oh yeah, so even though the official server support for this has gone down, the Archstones is a fan server that is very easy to connect to. It's not like Metal Gear Online where you need to like get custom firmware on your system and the like. This is, you just change your DNS mask to something, and it gets you there. So that's what I'll be playing online with. And all right, got people playing. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's 9. That's what it adds to. 9 people. It's also nice because you do get messages on the ground, and I never played a Souls game without those, and it would feel very lonely and strange without them. And yeah, the character that I have has died 47 times. And the multiplayer session, somebody invaded me, and I don't know the emotes in this, so I just kind of stood there trying to like fiddle in my menu until they finally got patient. They finally, their patience ran out. They kind of beckoned me over to a bridge, did a bow. I was like, okay, we're multiplayer, and they promptly jumped off by accident, I assume, given the build-up. And yeah, that's good comedy. So there's Gaston, but we are not. No, wait, go forward, you fool. We are not Gaston. We are going to be. Why am I not allowed to create? Oh wait, did I? Oh right, you have to select new game. Sorry, my reflexes prevent me from seeing what's directly in front of my face. Thank you. Yeah, let's bounce out of this and do that. It's funny, like I select new game almost exactly once in any particular game's sort of like play cycle, so I honestly forget that it's there. All right. Yeah, this made me feel very good about getting the PS3 that I have. There we go. I originally had the one and decided that I wanted to mod it with custom firmware to to be able to play Metal Gear Online on the PC servers. That basically means I can't take it on to PSN, and I do like having a machine that is sort of clean and normal and factory appropriate, or, you know, sort of like, well, you know what I'm saying. Factory appropriate isn't the right phrase. But, so yeah, so I got this one, and as soon as I started playing Demon Souls, it felt like, yeah, this is the right choice. So the name here, which I thought of earlier today, is B-U... T T E R N, buttern, because it's like leathern, you know, something that is made of leather except butter. Go buttern go. So I want this is something I noticed on playing through with my other character, with Gaston, is this happened in Elden Ring as well. With Elden Ring, I kept getting so many magic drops, so many faith, miracle, all these other kinds of faith-based magic drops, and my character didn't use any of those. So I think I probably used maybe 1 out of every 50 thing that I picked up, and that's frustrating. And that kind of is the same thing in this, I'm discovering, with armor and weapons and the like. So in the interest of having a little more of an interesting experience rather than a pared down ascetic experience of foregoing everything that is interesting that crosses my path, I'm going to go with a knight. It will be. I mean, I hope it is literally a hot knife through butter. Let's see. Sure. This, yeah, I'm not going to spend too much time with this. That appearance matters exactly insofar as you take off all of your armor. Man, what a character gen that is.
By channeling the power of souls, brought unprecedented prosperity to his northern kingdom.
I now think it's very interesting that they chose the old, sort of like staticky film analog visual effect to communicate ye olde legend storytelling, because that's a modern piece of technology that sort of doesn't fit this environment. Z! It's fantastic to see you! How are you? Sorry, I'm just catching up on chat here.
Had aroused the old one, the great beast below the nexus, from its eternal slumber. And that
possible to have magic without faith? Well, I don't know. I think it's just science, right?
The demons hunt down men and claim their souls. Those who lose their souls also lose their minds. The mad attack the sane, and chaos reigns.
I don't know. What does the intelligence stat govern?
Each time a demon
Yeah, yeah. Edgelord mechanics.
And the power of a mature demon soul.
Yeah, we need to catch up soon. I've got a lot to catch up with you on, as a matter of fact. So yeah, let's talk really soon.
Mighty warriors were drawn to the accursed land.
The oh man. So in my other character, Gaston, he's a hunter and he's leaning toward a strength build, but he's still wearing, like, he's got some metal armor, a lot of leather armor, and the like. And so I haven't put many points into sort of intelligence, faith, any of that stuff. Sage Frake, when I go to him in the Nexus, he will only say something to me like, I'm afraid that I'm not going to be of any use to you in your journey. And I assume this is because I don't have the stats necessary to impress him enough that I would be worth teaching any magic to. I'm assuming that if I did have those stats, he would have something to teach me. And so I really like the insinuation that he kind of like looks me up and down, just takes me for a lunk and a meathead, and says, Well, sorry, I can't operate a hand truck anymore. I'm not gonna help you with your project.
Or have the demons found a new slave?
Journey from the Nexus. Does this mean to skip the tutorial section, which I don't think I want to do? Awesome, Z, please do that. Oh, wait, would you like to play the journey to the Nexus, not from? Yeah, let's do that. I really dig the names in this game.
Brave soul who fears not.
And the localization on it with the variety of accents really blew my mind when this first came out. The Souls games ever after have really kept that up. All the different kind of UK British Isle Englishes, from Welsh to Irish to Scots to different Englishes. They really cover such a variety of accents and expressive tones. I really dig it. Let's see. What am I holding? Royal Lotus? Oh, did I choose a dumb gift? I think I chose a dumb gift. Well, whatever. Oh, wow. I actually start out with a medium equip burden. Oh, that's really interesting. I didn't know that. I don't remember where I heard this, but the comedian Peter Serafinowicz, who was in a lot of the... Oh, look at that, a white spirit! It's so good! Go fan servers, go! Peter Serafinowicz, who was a comedian, he's been in a few of the Simon Pegg movies, and he had his own show on BBC. It was also a part of the fantastic BBC comedy series Look Around You, which is easily one of the funniest things to have existed ever. He apparently is very big into games, such that there were a couple of video games in I think Shaun of the Dead, and also in this sort of like modern young people living their lives and trying to find love sort of humor sitcom that Simon Pegg did and Serafinowicz was part of. Anyway, there was like a video game in that, and he was like really into it, and so served as a consultant to make sure they got that right. And I remember hearing that as an extension of that, he actually inserted himself into the vocal recording and performances of some games, and I kind of want to say this was one of them. I don't, again, this is a conversation I remember having years ago. Oh no! My fun is not ruined, because it's all about the illusion. So anyway, that might just be something that was completely wrong and inaccurate, but I'm glad to have passed it along on the internet anyway. Oh god, Peter Serafinowicz's show is amazing. What is it? Kitchen Gun, I think it is. It's the gun that cleans. It has me scream laughing every time I see it. It's amazing. And Look Around You also. The Look Around You on Maths is good. Oh, really? That's weird. Oh, this is a rapier, flamberge, stabby weapon. That's interesting. Do later games in this series... Oh, no, that didn't do it. Do later games in this series also give you one of those for a night class? Oh no! I'm still as heavy, but now I'm just landing directly on the back of my skull. What a confusing moment in this soldier's life. And I mean for both of them. Running around like Herman Toothrot over here with no pants. Yeah, fist riposte. I've never done that before. That's pretty awesome. The knight has a halberd? Really? Come on, I'll miterize you. Just repeated punches in the back of the head. Something that I've noticed in this one, when enemies are getting up, they have fewer iframes than in other Souls games. So you can actually attack them longer while they're getting up. All right, fella, let's make you decent. Yeah, that's a powerful punch. I mean, honestly, look at it. He just walks around with his fist clenched constantly. Actually, that's interesting. It looks like it's the same fist position regardless of whether or not there's a weapon in it. Oh yeah, I've noticed that with the mind flayers that you encounter in the Tower of Latria. One thing I really like about this game, this is one of the things that prepared me very badly for what I would encounter in Dark Souls, is how crisp and quick the attacks are. Like, I press my attack button. Look at that, it feels so good. It's like, took them till Bloodborne to get even close back to that. Very few of these soft, smushy attack timings after you press the attack button, so... Oh, weird. I failed the parry and it's still guarded. Or... did it? Am I really doing that badly? What's going on? I mean, honestly, so like fans of like the way the Souls games develops would absolutely disagree with us on that, but I honestly feel that way. I understand in theory the value, ooh, gross, of the way the Souls games sort of develop their combat, but I enjoy it much less. It really took Bloodborne for me to see the good in the games, like to really understand why everybody like freaks out about them. Yeah, the way this game sort of frames progression is very different from the others. It's much less terrain, much less expansive, a little more abstracted. Let's see if I can beat this guy. I think I might be able to. What? Okay, so I was basing that optimism on my familiarity with my old character's dexterity. Clearly, that was mistaken. Evening, Young Snow. Yeah, Bloodborne is awesome. Not my first playthrough. I played this through back in 2009, 2010. So I remember enough of the high moments, and I have a few encounters that sort of stick in my brain for being very clever or frightening. But it's been a while since I've seen a lot of it sort of straight on, so it's kind of a refresh. I did. I got out of the fight, and I turned out well. I am my bride. So Mahafun, is the Maiden in Black, is she one of the ones, do you know, who's like reading it phonetically? Because she, like, the way that she draws out those vowels is hypnotic and strange, and I love it. That's interesting. Yeah, every time I see that that demon's the face, it looks like night vision goggles, right? Because you've got the two things and the one thing and all that. Like she's tutorializing me, and I'm just passing out constantly from a resurrection hangover. Like, please give me a moment. Huh? Is it referring to the statue? The statue's sort of nondescript. Oh, it's Dejected Guy!
Well, you slipped through the fissure too, did you? You came for demon souls? Or to save this land and be remembered as a hero?
Something that I dig about this is, so this is something that I actually respect about From Software's development. Like, his mouth isn't moving at all. And you sort of see this with the later Souls games up into Elden Ring. The lip flaps are either non-existent or just very, very minimal, and it's not. It's like, clearly that's not the reason why the games do well. So rather than sort of break their fingers over the minutia, they just like kind of like hand wave it away of like, you understand what's happening, and it's kind of interesting because you see something similar happening in the Kingsfield games and Shadow Tower, and even in the Echo Knight games, in the control schemes and the like, where the control schemes stay basically the same through several iterations in the series, and every time they revisit the design, that's not the thing they're interested in improving. And so you have little things like this, like the lip flaps, that they're just like, whoever this cares to, whoever cares about this is not the majority of people who are here for what we do. Crestfallen, yes, thank you.
You came for demon souls? Or to save this land and be remembered as a hero? It's all the same.
It also does something, Dream Bomb, fairly interesting with the riposte animations, where when you achieve one, like the camera kind of tilts dramatically, and then sort of gets in as you sort of like shove your enemy into the ground. It's very cinematic in a way that I don't think the later games do. I think the later games kind of treat the camera as just this neutral part of the experience rather than dynamic. And yeah, this is one of the things that I dig about the fan servers is there are messages. There are just enough messages to feel like it's populated, and not enough messages to feel like I'm like just drowning in everybody spamming a bunch of everything. I love this guy.
You new here? Do you hear from my services? The name's Baldwin. Just an ordinary blacksmith. It's simple. Just bring me all the souls you can. In trade, I'll give you weapons, or forge ones you already have. With your souls, I can eke out a living. And with my weapons, you can go on living. Not a bad deal, huh?
Oh yeah, that voice acting is so good. for most of the voice performances in this game, I can feel the characters coming through, and for the kind of attention I think this game might have expected to get at the time, it feels like a remarkable achievement. That's interesting. No hardware support for AA. Do you mean like AA development as contrasted with like AAA development? Oh, I don't have anything.
No interest, eh? I can tell you're not gonna last long here.
Yeah, that Black Myth Survivor sass.
I'm Stockpile Thomas.
Oh, anti-aliasing.
When the scourge came, I didn't know what hit me. When I came to, I found myself here, in the Nexus. My wife and daughter fell victim to the deep...
Okay.
Wait, where are you going?
I'm looking for the child who's holding all of this together. Mahafun, in Discord you mentioned something about... We were talking about syncretism and just different sort of myth traditions blending into creating something new. We were talking about how this game, in particular, is like Miyazaki's... sort of like his memory of reading medieval European history and sort of like imagining what it must be like without understanding the text. You mentioned that the monumental is something that he brought that was, I think, Japanese in origin, and I'm really curious to know what that entails, because that is new to me. You have a heart of gold. Don't let them take it from you. Yeah, they do the old film effect here with lens flare. If you look there on the left. So yeah, it's weird. It's like parchment, and then lens flare, and then old film grain. It's weird. I mean, if you have all of them, why not? Hey man, if you're going up those stairs, you're probably there for a reason, and it's not to fall off. Handrails are for people who showed up by accident. Like, I wonder how the dragon got all those bodies in its mouth. Were there just like a pile of bodies that it sort of just scooped up, or did it sort of like, is it nimble enough with those jaws that can pick up one, then another, then another? That sounds like a game you'd play with kids. There was one that, Fluffy Bunny, which is a game where you take marshmallows and you try to stick as many of them in your mouth as possible and see if you can still say Fluffy Bunny. It's amazing how many marshmallows some people can speak through. Fair enough, Ark. Fair point. Shokushinbutsu. Huh. That's amazing. I've never heard of that before. That's fascinating. Yeah, I'll look that up and compare. I'm going to ignore the onrushing danger because I believe in recommending messages. They did do a fine job of making the message interaction interface flow a little more smoothly. And I still have just like this nostalgic sense memory of that attack pattern, that sort of flailing movement. Hey now. Aw, someone got called away. That's true. One might ask for a reroll on that one. You drop anything? What are the world tendencies like right now? Oh wow, everything is I mean, oh. Honestly, things are great. I don't know what I'm even doing here. Oh, I don't have a projectile weapon. I find it. I'm really interested that they indicate that this is a height that you will die from, using that sort of like soul remains like visual effect. Because like once you get down there, you can look up and you can see it dancing around, and I don't think that's what kills you. I think it's just like a warning. Yeah, being able to reliably reproduce any bug would make you some kind of demigod in the tech-heavy future. Aw, I left this message. No one rated it. No, I still got hope for you, buddy. Yeah! I'd beware of the trap. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that about the fan server. Yeah, there have been times when it's like everything was just like pure black tendency, which I don't mind so much because I remember when the original servers were up and going, they would have like special events like Halloween, everything would be like all black tendency, or Christmas, everything would be like all white soul tendency, and the like. I really dug the world tendency system. It was arcane and I had no idea what it was when I played it, but as I've come to appreciate it later, I really dig it. It's a trap meme. Man, I haven't thought about that in forever. There's ancient internet history that shows our age. That's interesting. Putting this in relation to Shadow of the Colossus. Evening Margin. It's good to see you again. Yeah, well, I'm going to be playing this through, so if you are able to stop by in the forthcoming Wednesdays, it'll still be here. I expect we'll probably be here for a month at least on this one. Which is weird to frame it that way, because I think of these things as a week at a time. But the Souls games are... I think I chose maybe the easiest class to play through quickly, but nonetheless, it's no joke. Well, honestly, if the barrel, everything in these worlds just explosively break at the slightest impact, and I feel this speaks to craftsmanship. There is something that happens when you when you roll into several destructible objects at once in the in the Dark Souls games and later, I don't know if it's a specific sound effect with its own file that fires, or if it's just a bunch of sound effects staggering at the right time. But you'll get you'll like destroy a bunch of barrels, and you'll get a sound effect that sounds like almost like a laser sound. And I am pleased to discover that this game has nerd has its variant of that. Between the shove off the edge and the bonk on the head, I think I right harassed that fella. Exploding, that's right. Casually bump into somebody in the hallway and just have a lightning sound effect. That's interesting. Dreambomb, do you feel... Oh, no, 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 no! Hey! Who are you? Huh. I bet I'll be back to see you. That's interesting, because so that makes me think of... I mean... No, as I'm chewing this idea in my head, I think it's wrong, so I'll withhold. I was drawing a connection between that and, like, Sony's, sort of, like, pull away from 2D games, and then something brilliant like Symphony of the Night coming out, and, just being, like, a sterling example of that. So I guess the theme there is Sony dropping support for a particular kind of game, and then one of the most sterling examples of it coming out. The guy's got a real depth perception problem. The fluted... I don't know if this is a real piece of armor, but this... the loss of, like, vision from here down seems like it would be a problem. Oh wow, you can really see the color of my guy's eyes through that. And the good news, Shogi, is if you're falling from that height with a suit of armor, you've got a suit of armor to help break your fall. Can't break your knees if the armor doesn't break. Oh, the message does not lie. I recall that now that you mention it. What did you do? I really want to see how this turned out. Oh. Well, that is instructive. Isn't it? This seems fine. Yeah, Shadow of the Colossus is... Shadow of the Colossus is actually a really good audiobook game. So, one of the problems that I have with audiobooks is that without any kind of, like, manual fidgety options, I just kind of, like, space out and wind up listening to the same 2 minutes of audio over and over again, and then realize I checked out at the same place, and I keep bumping it back up and and never really making it anywhere. So having a video game that's a meditative experience that I can sort of just kind of futz around with while I'm doing that helps. Destiny was a good example of this, but I think that Shadow of the Colossus was easily the best. You gonna throw a firebomb at me? Yes, you are. Yeah, that's a sound effect right there. That's not exactly what I'm talking about, but it's close. Margin, I actually did the same thing. I delivered pizzas for about 1.5 years. Back in 2004, I think. No, 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 no! No! Unlock! Run, 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 run! My God, this is what talking about pizzas gets me. But yeah, no, I use that for a lot of audiobooks, and I also remember buying the Katamari Damacy soundtrack. That's fun driving music. That's interesting, Mahafun. With them having difficulty getting stuff approved, was that just like difficulty getting stuff approved to publish at all, or for being released as like a first-party Sony title?
Good day to you. Care to look over my wares? Mostly stolen, but who's telling you?
I love this guy's voice, Dredgeling. So, I really wish this had a compare stats option. But it doesn't. Plate, Coda plate. What are my physical defense? It's really, it speaks to how kind of arcane the stat mongering, as I call it, in these games is, because not even the icons intuitively tell me what the hell these things are. Like, I would never assume, like, how does that distinguish physical from magic? It's fire, that makes sense. Physical, I guess I can see that as a wound, or in magical it's kind of like a fire burst, but it's wild. Yeah, Margin, I imagine so. 10-hour shift driving. I think I would probably lose my attention after hour 6. That's wild, Mahfoon. I didn't know that. No, you can, backseating I don't mind too much. I think you've got a pretty good feel on what the pace of the stream is. So, yeah, I am interested in your thoughts.
Go ahead, take your time. I'm not going anywhere.
I love it. That's interesting. Comparing the two... Oh, man. I bet I know what this bloodstain's about. Oh. Maybe I don't. Huh. Weird. Run at the wall at the base of the stairs. Interesting. Let's see. What? Like, where else does that animation even even happen? That's wild. Oh dear.
That was a bold jump. A surprise indeed. Well, now that you are here, pray thee, fend off these dreglings.
Ark, I think you're right. I think he might have come in from a different entrance, and just kind of been going backward. Yeah, that's wild. Okay. No. I don't want to jump down there like this. It's kind of like set myself up for success with a slightly conservative approach here. Oh, good, 16, rad. Having seen how, like, how crossbows... They're going to investigate that shot I missed, aren't they? Oh, for crying out loud. Oh, these guys are dumb. Like, how they get loaded. The notion of being able to load them, like, just, like that is kind of wild. The crossbows that I've seen, like, you actually have to, like, weirdly get on your back and... like grab part of it and press with your legs like it's some sort of, you know, exercise machine to be able to even get it to move. All right, let's see. Can I 7 in 1 stroke it? I walked into an open flame and died. It's just a it's like literally just right there. One panel to step on. Oh man. Yeah, I think back then in order to kill a large quantity of people you needed a large army, which is, well, kind of what that area is known for. Let's see if I can Demon Souls speedrun this. Because I don't want to do it all again. Whoa there, fella. There we go. No, go! Come on, dude, eat that parsley. Let's go. Whew. Evening casual. Yes, I think so. I'm playing on the only fan server that I know exists. The Archstones, I think it is. Is there a second one? Goodbye. Okay, I was just wondering, since you asked, it sounds like that's the same server, just by a different name. So, yeah, I was just curious. Oh, for God's sake. How do you have that kind of range? Stop it. Now, this is the wonderful thing about the Souls games, is that they can basically just, just avoid literally everything. Oh boy, we get to vault again! You've touched the mark of death itself. Bring more souls, Slayer of Demons. Let's try this again. Wait, what? How are all these guys dead? Maybe you're right. I think that sounds right.
My thanks for your brave rescue. I am Ostrava of Boletaria. Accept this as a token of my gratitude.
So, like, presumably, since these guys stayed dead, Ostrava, like, watched me kill them and then die, and then watched me show up again to finish the job. And I think that the implications of that are really interesting. Together we war!
Now I must go. There is something for me to take care of.
Oh man. See, when I was playing this with my my hunter dude, I did notice that Ostrava was taking a little more damage than I expected him to for a scripted success, and so that's really interesting to have confirmed. Oh. I'm let's see. Well, have at it. No, I want to... This. Okay, cool, they're here. This is not making me feel half as clever as I wish to. In fact, it's making me feel kind of mildly dumb for trying. Good luck, Ark. I hope that coffee awaits you in the near future.
No matter how far I venture, only the soul staff...
Hey, buddy, I'm right here.
Is there a single sane person left in Boletaria?
Brutal. Right. No card playing. Like, this is always slightly confusing because I'm not sure which ahead they mean. This window? It doesn't seem like this one wants to let me do it. Is it this one? No. No, unfortunately no. There we go! That's it! I love it. Hearing that sound effect gives me like weird, gives me that sort of chill up my spine. It's very gratifying. That's right. It wrecks the very fabric of reality itself. truly impressive how far everybody can fall in this world and not, like, break their legs. I'll moitorize you. Something that interests me about the item icons in this game is how it's a style. I don't think the later Souls games do this, but they really focus really close up on it, so you're not actually seeing the full model. Like there up at the top, I assume that the icon that is being highlighted at the very top under choose an item right next to the rock category is what the full crescent moon grass visual looks like, but nowhere else in the game, I think, do I see that, because in the, or at least not common enough for that to be my association, because they get really up close on the icon, and they do that with every item, so that they actually kind of clip it out on the sides, and that's so weird to me. I'm used to them doing it. It makes sense here with the swords, because once you sort of zoom out far enough, any level of detail is kind of meaningfully lost. Here, the sort of the shafts are I assume that is what those are kind of abstracted enough, so I kind of get the sense of what those mean. But yeah, even here, like on the Thief's Ring, maybe it's just maybe it was a conflict between the UI, which has this sort of like very sort of like rectangular shape versus square shape that they made the icons for. I don't know, but it's strange. Oh yes, I like this too. A stone radiant with the light of souls. The color of the light changes according to the souls in the area. It was made by Jerry, a friend of Sage Frake, who is known for his magical crafts. Since its light and easy to handle, it is widely used by travelers. Basically, my little lamp. I haven't noticed it changing colors according to the souls in the area in any way that has affected my strategy, though. It's interesting. Pardon me. Oh yes, I seem to remember this. Oh yeah. That made it worth waking up in the morning. I want to just point out how completely unimpressed these crows are. All of their models having slacked against the wall in the exact same posture. You imagine what labor it must have been to store them up there. Also, seems like storing it doesn't seem like the best engineering decision. Oh, weird, I can't follow up directly. Ugh. Huh. That's really interesting. What does the cockatiel do when crows aggravate it? Come on, dude. very funny. I mean, probably less funny as like as an environmental thing, but still, shrieks and impassioned screams in the absence of like mortal danger are very funny. Ah, so crisp. Screams in the absence of mortal danger, and also falling down. Falling down. Other people falling down is generally very funny. I think the slapstick comedians got it right. Oh, that's a bad time to pick up crap you find on the ground. I am slightly disappointed that there's not enemy-friendly fire in this one. I enjoy enemies being the ones to deal the final blow to their colleagues. Do you have colleagues in medieval military environment? Allies, that would be it. Brothers in arms. Clearly, if screaming is part of their overall life strategy, it seems like their long-livedness... I don't know, how do you say that? Do you say long-lived or long-lived? I used to say it long-lived, and then somebody said it long-lived, and now I can hear that in a way that makes sense. And I can never rid myself of the earwig. Earbug. Whatever the phrase is. Earbug, that's it. Earwigs are little pinchery things that... Ugh. Earworm, that's it, thank you. I love this. Like, there's something about this. I'm not sure how that scene is meant to land. There's something about the timing of it, and the fact that the spear has that sort of as it settles that feels almost comic, yet at the same time I think it's also meant to feel menacing, and I think maybe that sort of ambiguity between is it comic or is it menacing might just be a very From Software thing, because that sort of mixture of things sort of plays out in the rest of their games. But yeah, that always struck me as very funny, and I've always wondered if it's intentionally so. You're right. I remember the dragon does attack here, usually. Oh, look at that. Yeah, the dragons aren't here. This was definitely not this way the last time I played through this. With my Gaston Hunter character. I finally get to see what all this is about. Purple flame shield. Wow, that wasn't very useful. Flame resistance, also not very useful. This does not inspire me to trust these objects. Oh, yeah, you can't run. Let's see. What's my item burden on this here? Are shields in this? Wow! 8? That's a big boy. Did you take a step forward? You took a step forward. I don't know what this means, but I appreciate the confidence. Shard of Archstone, you say? All right. The speed of disaster. Look how cautiously he was moving. How carefully and observant. And then it just all went to hell so fast. Oh man, that's awesome. Alright, I think... Do you have to beat Phalanx to even begin to level up? I don't remember. Okay, cool, thank you. I was wondering whether to try to run back to the soul bank and deposit all my souls with the, well, that's the wrong metaphor. I'm spending them. Anyway, I was wondering whether to run back and level up. It seems that no, I'm not going to do that because I can't. Turpentine. That's another word whose pronunciation interests me. Do you say turpentine or turpentine? I've been corrected to turpentine in the past, and I'm dubious. Oh, no, 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 no! Teen? Interesting. Turpentine. Turpentine. Also, good evening, Swimmy. It's good to see you. Oh, I love these guys' design. That's interesting. Can I move around him? Okay, I can push him. It's a really interesting place to position that enemy because, yeah, I guess, like, unless you knock it on the side, you won't be able to get around it, so you have to learn that... you have to learn that it cannot be damaged from the front. Or at least damaged less from the front. I mean, I'll sign off on that one. Yeah, yeah, exactly, Mahafoon. That's what I was thinking. Huh. I wonder what the, I wonder if there's like a regional difference between them, or what the origin of the split is. I must have missed a path that took... Ah! As I was saying, I must have missed a path that took me down the other route. But that's fine. Once I get this boss summoned... I mean boss beaten, then I can summon. Huh, that's interesting. What are there other words that... I've also heard serpentine, too, though. Actually, I think serpentine is how I pronounce it if my guard is down. If I'm aware that other people are listening, I'll say serpentine. Rings. Let's see. What do I have? Flame resistance, Thief's Ring. I'm not sure how many of these help me in the next fight, but I mean, might as well. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, yes, my frame rates. Crisp frame rates are for babies. Ah! In my day, we played our Souls games barely knowing what was happening. That's how we fought our bosses, and that's how we liked it. Yeah, stop it. Hi. I really love the poke animations on these spears, even though, you know, of course they do damage that needs to be taken seriously. It always seems like such a gentle, almost playful poke. Yup, get out of there. No, 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 no. Oh, I don't think I appreciated how I could lock on to an enemy in Elden Ring and be able to run and strafe and still be locked onto him. This one keeps me oriented toward him at all times. I seem to remember that clearing many of these out makes this easier. Whoop, I'm running straight into him. This is no time to read messages indeed. Who knew they anticipated streaming? I don't think I've ever seen what this thing's raw form is apart from its sort of entourage here. Seems to heal up. Oh, no, 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 run away. It is a nice, it is a nice sort of build-up effect that these shields don't go away after you've killed the minor enemies. Are there... I seem to remember there being enemies like this in Elden Ring as well. There we go. Now we're taking damage. Huh. That's interesting. I'll keep that in mind when I get there. Yo. Yeah. That's my... I hope my equipment's not about to break. Which is a feature of this game that the other games did not keep, and I'm kind of grateful for, because the equipment breaking is a little more D&D numbers, number watching than I'm necessarily here for this kind of game. Oh, no, 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 bad time to pick up items. Stab. Oh, weird. The revival message sort of stomped on the you killed demon message. Would in fact like to recommend that. Huzzah! Hey, Space Hamlet, it's good to see you. Well, what time is it? What time is it? Okay, yeah, we probably have another good 30, 40 minutes on the stream. So, there is time yet. Lead Demon Soul. So that's an instance of the item name creating something in the sort of like concept of the enemy that wasn't there before. I would not have thought of lead as a metal being any part of that demon's creation, but because the demon is now called a lead demon, that makes it something kind of new.
The monumental awaits the above.
The first level went pretty well. My one death occurred because I rescued Ostrava, and while I was in the process of rescuing Ostrava, there was a small burning stick on the ground that is apparently does player damage, and I stepped on it and went from full health to none, whereas the other guys were just like stabbing me with their little with their sticks, and that wasn't killing me, but stepping on an open flame in full armor, that'll do it. It does. There's a lot that I find that I remember about the game when I get to it, which is often how my recall happens. I can pick up a book that I haven't read in many years and that I might not have completed, and within just a few pages of reading it, everything that I have read will come back with pretty good clarity, enough certainly to get me through the end of the book. And I find that games are a lot like that too. I will not be able to recall them sort of in the abstract, but as soon as I start playing them, it all comes back. There's like this little closet that it's all locked in, and just a little bit of interaction kind of opens that up.
Still alive? I am impressed. This is something that might interest us. The Black Road Maiden of the Nexus looks after the flames. She's a morose type.
Yeah, buddy, she might not be able to see, but I'm pretty sure she can hear, and she's right there.
She can control souls like no other. Bring her the souls of men and demons, and she will embolden your flesh and blood with their power. But beware. Do not devolve into a foul beast.
Well, that seems like evergreen advice.
Have you lost your nerve? No matter. Have a seat. We can sit here forever. At least we will be safe.
Yes! I was hoping for the crestfallen laugh.
What's happened? Have you lost your nerve?
The monumental awaits the above.
No, dude, I'm trying to read. Please stop talking to me. This is a bus station? Well, I like the support, but I don't feel that he's an enemy. I think he's fine. Yeah, well, I also don't have a PS5, so that that helps to inform my decision. I was mentioning earlier in the stream, I got a backup PlayStation 3 because I wanted to mod the other one for so I could play on the Metal Gear Online PC servers, and I just like to have a clean system for you know, any kind of official use, and so I got that one for this one, and as soon as I started playing Demon's Souls, it just like felt like this is why I got this system.
We have long awaited you, Slayer of Demons. I am one of the Monumentals. We preserve the fabric of reality.
It's interesting that he says one of the Monumentals. He seems unaware that he's the last.
The scourge of demons faced.
Oh god, okay. Thought my machine broke.
Under benevolent rule,
Again, the weird combination of parchment and old film.
owing to the soul arts. Until a lust for power caused the awakening of the old one.
Yeah, it's pretty rad.
Colorless, deep
Also, evening Grayling. It's good to see you again.
extinction at the hands of
I got this DualShock 3 when I got the new used system, and it is actually in really good shape. I talked about the sort of like gross, sticky, gunky plastic phenomenon with the on the sticks with the guy there. It's a Pink Gorilla in Seattle, and they're all very knowledgeable about pretty much everything. And he said that it owes to leaving them in sunlight.
6 elders,
And
precious archstone.
I didn't know that. I thought it had something to do with like just sort of like reacting to like oils from the hand, but I was wrong about that.
To the king,
Welcome back, Ark.
followers underground. 1 to the wise queen of the great ivory tower.
It's interesting how the other games, this sort of roll call of world supporting personalities that happens much earlier in the later games, and they sort of delay that till this moment. Also, this is, I think the others are just sort of told, the other games tell you this information through sort of general world narrator that never shows up ever again, except maybe at the ending. And this is actually coming from a character himself, and I like that better.
Of the fabric of reality. Alas, the other monumentals have perished.
Oh, I think I was talking through the last time, so I don't remember that. Okay, there. He is aware that the other monumentals have passed.
Now it is your turn. You must
Sorry, I thought we were done talking,
back to its
kiddo.
slumber and seal it away for all eternity. If not, the deep fog will absorb all that we know. Have you the strength to accept this mission?
So, I'm curious. I've never said no to this. Do you know what happens when I do?
Yes, we are fortunate indeed to have you. Now, go forth
Oh,
and destroy
gotcha.
every last demon.
So I get to roleplay the right response,
Without
and then
demons to feed
prod it
souls,
into it.
Will a new servant seek and lure you to its bosom?
Oh, I see.
We neutralized the old one and banned the soul arts. Then we spread the archstones, and in order to mend reality, monumentals we became. However, Man's memory of history is short.
Oh, weird. There you are. I actually wasn't aware that that I had those notifications turned on. I have so few people who actually log on to a PlayStation 3 that I hardly ever see them. So that's interesting. I'm glad it was only you and not somebody who wouldn't have wanted to have their name streamed. Yeah, the Stone of Ephemeral Eyes, isn't that on the staircase just below? Yep, there we go. And yeah, I think we can get a summon in. We can see if we can make it through. That's interesting. How do I help me, kid? This doesn't seem right. I like how they give you an entire other level that only has the Stone of Ephemeral Eyes on it, and there we go. And it's just entirely to dramatize how many monumentals there once were and are not any longer. Well, I am about to level up. What level are you at? And then I can see where to get my level bumped up to. 6. All right. What's the summon range on this one? I remember this game was much tighter or more restrictive than the other ones. It doesn't? Oh my god, that's amazing.
Brave soul, who prithee. What is it? So
interesting. Is there any different outcome? So right there, the fact that I actively choose to get soul power suggests to me that if I don't, something happens or something is changed by that choice. Does that impact anything? Thank you, Jojo. Really appreciate that knowledge. Alright, so let's bump this up. What's up? I like doing lots of damage, so that feels okay. Oh no, thank you for well, thank you for the information and thank you for being aware of that. But no, you're great. All right, almost right on the nose. There we go. All right, Thomas, got stuff for you. My character seems like he could wield this, but I don't want this, don't want this. Nope. Nope. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, it seems like that's the kind of thing, I mean, because of how deep these games take their lore and how seriously they take themselves. No, I don't want to. It seems like there would be some far-reaching consequence or boon for not accepting that bargain for players who can somehow beat the game with a soul level of like 1. and I know by this point there are several. Well, I will put that in this stockpile as an aspiration. Sorry, clumsy.
Hello, you have a heart of gold. Don't let them take it from you.
Oh, really? Yep.
Hello again. I'm keeping.
I didn't know that. That's good to know.
You have a heart of gold.
So, let's see what we can do here. That's such a great character design. It reminds me of Dr. Salvatore from RE4. Which, actually, I was watching the, I am watching the new Resident Evil series. And it's neat how they weave familiar stuff in from the series. Okay, where do you want to put down your soul sign? And I can bring you up. Yeah, it would kind of rock if, like, the reward for that were a just objectively terrible weapon for making an objectively bad choice. If you were actually in that world, that would be the worst path to being able to make it through. You got like 0 likes, buddy. I'm gonna upvote you. Yes! It saddens me that that reference has gone out of currency. It used to be everywhere on my internet. Playing this game, I mean, it is very weird to think that there was a... I mean, Dark Souls has become such a touch point for game design that it's kind of wild to think that there was, in fact, a time when it did not properly exist. It was just being proven out. One installment at a time. I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, it's actually kind of funny because one of the things my son is sort of at that point where he's pointing at things and looking to me to tell him what word it is. So looking at something and then just saying its name, ah, there you are, feels like, oh wait, is that where you are? Yeah, let's do it. Like, so yeah, so like looking at an object and just simply saying its name feels very natural to me now. Yeah, well, I think this also, I mentioned this early on in the stream, it's a From Software thing that I dig, is how they clearly have the priorities, they clearly know what part of their creative formula they're interested in developing with each successive game, and yeah, rock on. How do I wave? Can you wave in this? Are there emotes? Well, imagine I'm waving. There we go. I'm waving my shield by hitting myself in the face repeatedly. No way! Cool. I don't think I ever knew that. That's a very wah wah. Let's see. Oh. Weird. I guess I would need some sort of option for that, huh? Now that gesture has persisted, for sure. Alright, magic. Very good complimentary build choice.
Evil warriors. Could you perhaps help me one last time? Clear out the soldiers at the far end of this passage. If it the Lord's path, just down yonder, has
Oh, I probably can't do all these talking.
For flying dragons. Have your wits about you.
I love that he's like just this brave prince and I've got him cowering. Oh, weird. Oh wait, you're right there. Thrust forward right. Just forward left. Well, it's funny because like if you keep waving, it just will cancel itself out. Anyway, yeah. So the motion controls as part of the gesture system has always been one of the wonkiest things about the PlayStation Soulsborne games. I've gotten myself into trouble. What? More than once by accidentally triggering it. Yes. Oh wow, I don't think that's quite nice framing. I don't think I like that they give me my target right there and they just kind of frame it like that. No! Oh wow, you came out of that okay. I came out of that okay. That's kind of insane that I survived that. I guess if I had not been in human form, I wouldn't have, huh? Alright, let's help Ostrava here. Cool. Nice. No, no, no! I mean, not you. I mean, my lock-on. Oh, my bad. I find it somewhat baffling that, yeah, I can respect that. It's really interesting when these sort of, like, mindless droogs, are, oh, hold on, I'm gonna grab these and then come back. The mindless droogs, are fighting alongside the clearly human-looking, soldiers. It's always it's an odd combo.
Thank you. That makes twice. Thanks to you.
Awesome, Z. Thanks. I look forward to talking with you. Have a great night.
Of my gratitude. Please accept it.
All right, Darkmoon Grass.
This is bad. Not a single person left. Why on earth? How did all of this happen? Father!
That final father. Now, if I recall right, Mahafun, I will definitely take your help with the dogs that are just down this way, because they kill me pretty regularly. Oh. Apologies for stealing your thunder, or your fire, as the case is. Oh, bless you! Thank you. I do like how much snappier they made the message recommendation and interactions in this one. I mean, in later games. It's a much more deliberate act. Oh, this is what's down here?
Ah, we meet again. Fancy that. Hope you find something that suits you.
I mean, I'm glad you're alive, but I'm not going to say this is what I was hoping for. Because it's all the same crap.
Hard times, eh? I'm sure.
Whoa! I don't think I ever saw that before. That's rad. Oh wait, right, up here. Okay, so there's a little more than just him up here. They got torched and turned out basically fine? There we go. That's a little more like what I was expecting. Compound short bow. I might be able to use that later. Okay, so I think the white fog gate is just on the other side of that that gate. So if we can make it through there, I bet we can probably take on the Tower Knight before the night's up. Oh, interesting. I didn't know his grass was more affordable. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, okay, cool. Like, man, I might have just made a really bad mistake. Oh, here's another fog gate, okay. Can I bait you into clearing this stuff out for me? Seems indeed I can. Oh, crap, sorry. Oh my god. Okay, cool. He stops torching the place. I thought it was a goner. Buster. Okay. Oh no! Oh crap! Oh, no, 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 no! Heal. Heal. Oh. Oh my god! Obstacle, stop being what you are! Okay. So Mahafun, what I can do is I can make it back to the entrance and re-summon you, and we can take out the we can do the boss as a straight run. There we go. Or, yeah, if you want to come over here and I can summon you in front of the boss gate while I clear these guys out, that also works. Whew. It's interesting, I mean, this boss in particular, this next boss is basically the giants from in Elden Ring, so, you know... Oh. So it's interesting seeing the same enemy designs keep showing up. Whew! Close. I don't believe I have anything to justify that sass with, so I'm not gonna like that message. Just kidding. Everyone gets one. Oh, cool. S rank. Oh, hi. Yeah, I was trying to... I thought that might have been like a recovery animation, but I think it is just they got staggered because they're little stumbly crystal lizards. I don't know if it's always been a thing. I kind of remember it now, but I'm actually curious, Mahafun, where that shows up anywhere for you, or if you get any notification of that. Yeah, for sure. I find it's interesting to me how the animation on the run posture changes as your endurance decreases when you're holding your shield up in front of you. Or does it? For some reason, I had the notion that your arm sort of pivots more as you're running, the more tired you get, but that seems not to be the case. Oh! You mean summoned by Mahafun? Thanks for coming by, Ark. It's always great to see you. I hope you have a good day. If it makes more sense for getting back over here, Mahafun, I can run back over. I'm pretty sure I can survive this dragon, and I can summon you from the start, and we can just skedaddle on over. Okay. Okay. Cool. Let me get this dragon. Let me get over there. Whew. That'll burn off your eyebrows. It's wild. This is like right over there. Oh man, it's true in all these games. Whenever the camera gets really smeary up against bricks and stuff like that in an enclosed space, I don't get motion sick, but that triggers something like it. Why do I still hear dogs? That's interesting. I wonder if there are actually other dogs here, if that's just ambient sound that they put right here to seed it. Oh, hello. Who are you? Oh, crap. Dude. I'm absolutely getting help with this. I imagine that there are so few players on this game that it's probably accepted that multiplayer is something that you're up for, or PvP is something that you're up for if you encounter it. Oh no! Summon sign isn't here! There we go. absolutely stalling for time. Baffling. Oh, there you are. Nope. Hey. Oh dear. Ah! If only I hadn't hit cancel. Ah, that could have been much more interesting. But, alright, so here's what I'm going to propose. We've already gone through there. I wonder if we can just run straight through. Let's see, what time are we at? Oh, man. What do my items look like here? I don't know, how do you feel about that? Let me see if I can summon you, and let's see if we can just, like, blitz through. Oh. Well, let's see. Yeah, if we're gonna need to battle our way through, then it is a bit late for me. So why don't we call it for the night? That was a great, that was a fun co-op session, and I've got the Stone of Ephemeral Eyes here. And when we pick it up next week, we can run through, take care of the Tower Knight, and keep on going. So how does that sound to you? Okay, awesome. Well, thank you everybody for coming out. As I said, I'm gonna pick this up on Wednesday for sure of next week, and yeah, thanks everybody for coming out, and I hope to see you then. Thanks a lot, Mahfoon. I am too. It's always good to see you, Space Hamlet. Night, Dream Bomb.